Hey everyone, Sean here.
Evan, sorry.
More like hacky.
My allergies are bad. I was at work today and it was so dusty in there.
Well, shame your business at work. Well, within a couple weeks, probably what, 2-3 weeks at least.
Probably longer than that.
No, look here. So at least 2 weeks, give or take. The new Pirates of the Caribbean movie, Dead Men Tell No Tales, will be released.
God, you're talking about that.
God, hope it makes up for the last movie.
Same here.
We'll get to that one later.
Mm-hmm.
But we are going to review all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, starting with the first movie, Curse of the Black Pearl. And I thought bring this one in, the Mr. Hacky.
Oh, shut up.
I thought bring him in and tag team these films. So yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl is a 2003, I almost said 13, American fantasy swashbuckler film based on the Pirates of the Caribbean attraction at Disney theme parks and is part of the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise.
I always wondered what that word actually meant. Swashbuckling.
Sword fight, basically. It's just
a weird word. Swashbuckling.
It was directed by Gore Verbinski and produced by Walt Disney Pictures and Jerry Bruckheimer, the guy who would go on to produce National Treasure with Nick Cage.
Love those movies.
I'm still waiting for the third movie.
Same here.
See, the story follows Captain Jack Sparrow, Johnny Depp, Blacksmith, Will Turner, Orlando Bloom, better known as Legolas by Middle-earth fans. And fun piece of trivia, this movie was technically released before Return of the King, even though it was technically made after, I think. I don't know the timetables. And as they rescue kidnapped Elizabeth Swann, Keira Knightley, who actually was the decoy in Phantom Menace for Queen Amidala. He did not know that, shockingly. And then from the cursed crew of the Black Pearl, captained by Hector Barbosa, Geoffrey Rush, who became undead skeletons at night.
I've heard of skeleton crews, but that was ridiculous.
So this movie was released July 9, 2003, with a runtime of 2 hours and 22 minutes. The budget was $140 million, made back $654.3 million. A
lot of money.
Yes. So the cast pretty much is Johnny Depp, Geoffrey Rush, Orlando Bloom, Keira Knightley, Jack Davenport, Jonathan Pryce,
Kevin, good actors.
Kevin McNally. We gotta bring those up. Zoe Saldana's even in this movie. So yeah, apparently Guardians of the Galaxy was not her first Disney movie. Yeah, I thought that was funny that she was in this movie. Now seeing Guardians of the Galaxy, she's like, wow, so Guardians isn't her first rodeo with Disney.
She was pretty in this. Although one thing I found kind of weird about the actors, I found it weird how Jonathan Pryce actually kind of looked younger in this movie than he did in Not Die Another Day, Tomorrow Never Dies. And that movie was made, 6-7 years before this?
I think so, yeah.
I think he actually looked older in that.
But yeah, basically the plot of the movie is Barbossa and the crew of the Black Pearl are trying to remove a curse placed on them so that, as basically punishment, by Bootstrap Bill, who would be played by Stellan Skarsgård in the next two movies, who would also go on to play Eric Selvig in the MCU, as I think punishment for marooning Jack years earlier. And so they're trying to find all these pieces of gold and the blood of a Turner to get rid of the curse, basically. That's pretty much the plot in a nutshell. So I'm going to let you speak first, sir.
I love this movie. Easily one of my favorites.
In general or of this franchise?
Both. In this franchise.
Well, I just thought I'd ask.
One of my favorite Disney movies.
Well, I'm saying because you saying it's one of your favorites, could be construed either way.
Yeah.
In general, of this franchise, or as far as Disney, just thought I'd clarify.
Pretty much all three of them. Favorite in the franchise, one of my favorite movies, this is back when Disney actually did great live action.
Did you just insult Beauty and the Beast?
No.
How dare you insult Beauty and the Beast?
I'm not insulting Beauty and the Beast. I'm just saying it was pretty much the only thing that was good in recent years.
You're also insulting the Marvel movies. Fuck you.
Okay, it's the only Disney original.
Son. Dude, I always fuck with you in these videos.
Yes, you do.
But yeah, let's go through and talk about the cast.
Oh, excellent cast. I mean,
Yes.
You have Legolas. I mean, Johnny Depp's been in things like
Yeah.
forever.
Okay.
I mean, this is definitely not one of his first movies, and
No, because his first movie was Nightmare on Elm Street.
and you can
The
really
original.
even tell.
Oh, and also speaking of, for the next movie, I think they're taking inspiration from A Nightmare for the younger version of Death.
Oh,
Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Oh, the next one. I thought you meant the next.
No,
one.
the next movie.
Oh yeah.
Okay, the most recent movie that's coming out.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're taking inspiration from A Nightmare on Elm Street when they're doing the younger version of them. Some people are saying they're using the reference from the movie, I think it's Crybaby is what it's called.
I don't know. I've never seen that.
Well, whatever it's called.
I've heard of it.
Some people think they're using reference for that, but I think it's A Nightmare on Elm Street they're borrowing from.
It could be.
I could be totally wrong, but yeah. But yeah, Death's perfect in this movie.
Oh yeah.
If I were to talk about all the movies I've seen of him, he's the best in this. I did not care for him in Charlie Chocolate Factory.
Me neither.
Of course, then again, I didn't really care for that movie, to be honest.
Me neither.
And it's nothing against Tim Burton or Johnny Depp,
No.
but I just, not my thing.
Yeah.
Same with Dark Shadows, did not care about that either.
Oh, I actually thought Dark Shadows was pretty funny. It was better than Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Okay, I'll give it that.
It's
And
just
Depp did have some funny lines in that movie, but I just didn't care for the movie in general.
I just think that the original movie with
And same with
what
Nightmare
was
on
the
Elm
actor's name?
Same with Nightmare on Elm Street. I didn't care for that one either.
Who played Willy Wonka in the original?
Gene Wilder. I think,
Yeah, I mean, I just think
and
that,
may he rest in peace.
I just think that movie captured the essence of the story a lot more. I mean, I never really was a big fan of Roald Dahl. Is that his name? Roald Dahl books.
I think
pretty
so.
much anyone ever liked, but I mean, just Tim Burton making it a special effects extravaganza doesn't really necessarily mean it's going to be a good film.
True, but let's get back to this. But yeah, Johnny Depp nails it.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's better in the first. Okay, actually, I'm gonna save it for when we eventually do Uncharted Tides. But yeah, Johnny Depp fucking nails it.
They're all good. I mean,
even Bloom and Knightley.
And Geoffrey Rush.
Yes, Geoffrey Rush.
Geoffrey Rush is creepy.
Yeah, and I would agree with you and most people. Geoffrey Rush is probably the best villain we've had in this franchise.
Yeah.
Because he's not really even a villain. He's just trying to remove a curse and, I guess, be normal.
Yeah, I mean.
So he's not really truly a villain in the traditional sense.
Yeah. Plus he was only pretty much one of the characters that you could easily.
And speaking of Geoffrey Rush, again, I'll mention it when we get to Uncharted Tides, because God, what they did with his character, I didn't like.
Yeah.
They tried to redeem him at the end, but too little, too late.
Yeah, should have done it in the third movie. Well, they kind of did it a little bit.
No, I'm saying what they did with his character in the fourth one.
I know
making him part of the King's Navy.
I know. I know what you meant. I'm just saying. I'll start talking about redemption in general. I'm just saying he
technically was redeemed, dude.
Yeah, pretty much already was redeemed.
But then they make him part of the King's Navy in Stranger Tides only so he can get close to Blackbeard.
And that was
too little, too late.
Yeah, I mean,
but
that's something they should have done in like third or the second.
Who knows?
I just happen to like the way he has actually tried to help in the third movie when it came to the pirate council.
Yes, I like that. All right, let's talk about the real leads, not Clayton and the chick from the fourth movie. Yeah, I'll get to those when we get to that one. But yeah, Blue and Knightley, what do you think?
Great chemistry.
Yes.
Although I think there was better chemistry with her in Johnny Depp's character, actually, ironically.
Funny.
For her falling in love with Will Turner, she seems to have better chemistry with the pirate.
And speaking of Will and Elizabeth, I'm so pissed they're only gonna be cameos for the next movie.
Oh yeah.
That fucking pisses me off. I mean, as much as I hate Spy Kids 4, I'll give that movie credit because they didn't make just Carmen and Junie fucking cameos. Yes, they did nothing to advance the plot, but they weren't just there for 2 seconds and leave.
Yeah.
So I'll give Spy Kids 4 a little bit of credit.
I mean, actually, the way I saw Knightley and
Bloom,
not Bloom, Johnny Depp in this one, they almost seemed like they could have been like siblings, just the way they acted.
Sure, I can understand where you're coming from.
I was like, I had to crack up a little bit at the scene when they both got stranded on the island and they were just drinking all the rum and stuff. I was like, that scene just made me think back when me and my sister actually used to hang out, kind of. I mean, me and my sister.
Wait, you and Heather hung out?
Actually, there were some times when we actually started getting a better relationship, but then Otis ruined it because Otis was just like a
evil.
Well, let's just say you met him. You know.
I don't think maybe I met him once and forgot about it. But yeah,
Good.
let's
You're
just
the lucky one. You've forgotten about him.
anyway. But yeah, just we talked about Depp. We talked about Bloom and Knightley. Did we talk about Geoffrey Rush other than the fact he's not really a villain in traditional sense?
No, that's pretty much all we said. But yeah, he does a great job in this.
In all the movies he's featured in.
Yeah, this is one of his
despite the
better
fact that they
ones.
basically ruined him in the fourth movie.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
I mean, he was creepier in this than he was in that House on Haunted Hill, and that was a horror movie.
Mm. Is that where he tries to do a Vincent Price impersonation?
Yeah. Well, the original House on Haunted Hill movie did have Vincent Price.
But I'm saying that in the remake, he does a Vincent Price. Yeah, I've heard about that somewhere.
It's a decent movie. I mean, yeah, it's not good, but it's not bad. I mean, it's orders of magnitude better than the sequel they made, which was like Return to House on Haunted Hill. That was pretty much just a rehash, and it was even worse. It was like not even really worth it. I mean, it pretty much took the actual elements of the original story that they kind of had in the remake and just turned it into like a typical slasher. It was like pretty much took all the plot away.
All right, let's talk about.
The only thing I liked about it was.
All right, let's talk about Jonathan Pryce.
You don't really see him much in this movie until the later films, but he does have a good presence.
I mean, he's barely even in the later movies, to be honest.
Yeah, but I would say
I'll say this. He's better in this. Or, no, fuck it. He's better in all three of these movies than he was in Retaliation.
Yeah.
Of course, then again, I didn't really fucking care for Retaliation.
Although I will say he was definitely better in Tomorrow Never Dies than these. But then he was the villain, and it kind of focused around him. I mean, I'll
take your word for it, but my favorite Bond hero is the Craig era. Because I grew up with those ones that you saw. Well, not really grew up, because they were 2006, you know what I mean?
It was the first ones you've seen.
Yes, that one. That's the first. Those were the first incarnations.
I grew up with the Roger Moore ones, so I started off watching those ones. And
yeah, I heard those were no.
Oh, well, let's just put it this way. Roger Moore seems like God compared to that damn George Lazenby actor on Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Lazenby even says from his first lines, the other guy never went through this. It's like, trying to reference the fact you recast the role. Fuck you.
I mean, he ruined that movie. I mean, it was... George Lazenby was not even...
We'll talk about the Bond movies later, dude. But yeah, let's talk about facts.
But yeah, Jonathan Pryce, I mean, he did have a decent presence.
Yeah, I like Jonathan Pryce.
Yes.
I thought he was good.
Even though he really didn't have much screen time, he actually did support the role a little bit.
Yes.
Especially when it came to the whole thing with the British Navy.
Yeah.
And there was actually some historical aspect in this, especially with, what was it called, like the East Trading...
Company, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're referenced in this movie. Yeah, they're referenced in this and given a bigger role in the next few movies. Which, holy shit, a connective trilogy! Because they even mentioned Singapore in this, and where do they go in the third movie?
Singapore.
Fuck yeah.
That's one of the things I like about this series. I mean, in a way, you can even each sequel, you can kind of
each movie feeds into the next one, essentially.
Yeah, and you can, and at the same time, you can consume a prequel as well as a sequel.
And then even in Dead Man's Chest, they bring up the Aztec Gold.
Yeah. Well, in some way, they can even be considered prequels as much as sequels in their own way.
Yeah, but a prequel is a movie released after, particularly before. That's a prequel.
Well, I mean, they kind of.
I know what they feed into each other basically. Yeah, let's talk about Jack Davenport, the guy who played Norrington. Yeah, it's kind of creepy. He's in love with Elizabeth.
Yeah, he's older than her.
Pretty much, probably by a lot. Because in the opening scene, when Elizabeth's like a little girl, Norrington's already full grown.
Yeah.
It's like, I just not noticed it's fucking creepy. It's like, so creepy.
Yeah.
It's like, child services, rape.
What's the word?
Help.
To know what I'm thinking of. Pervert much?
Yeah, that. But yeah, let's talk about Zoe Saldana.
She was hot. Not really much of a presence in this.
Yeah, she doesn't really have that much of a role in this movie.
It is funny.
I mean, it's funny though that this is her first Disney film.
Yeah.
Considering she would go on to do one of my favorite Marvel movies later, Guardians of the Galaxy. Fuck yeah.
Even though she was,
and she also did the reboot of Star Trek movies.
Even though she only had one scene in this,
she had maybe two at the very end.
It's a scene you remember because it's funny. I mean, Johnny Depp's character was having all these problems with girls, and he went up there and said, he was talking.
Okay, I'll get to that when we do on Stranger Tides.
Yeah, well, anyway, he was talking to Will Smith. Oh my God.
Will Turner.
Sorry.
Will Turner. Yes, by the way, Will Smith. They're trying to make him replace Robin Williams as the genie. Get Dan Castellaneta back. I'll take him over Will Smith. No offense,
Will Smith is going to turn it all ghetto.
I got nothing against Will Smith. Just get Castellaneta back.
Yeah.
But anyway, Saldana.
Yeah, I mean, so even though she was in there hardly, her scene is memorable. So Sparrow was already having enough trouble with girls, and there was this scene when they were getting ready for their crew, and he's talking to Will Smith, and he sees her coming.
Turn.
And he sees her coming, and he goes up there and says, and she goes up there and smacks him, and because
Will's like, I suppose you didn't deserve that one.
Oh no, that one I did. Because he got smacked like 4 times before.
Yeah, apparently Jack has terrible luck with women.
Oh yeah.
Like then movies. Hi, franchise, please explain to this. Why the fuck does he have apparently 11 just terminally pre-Cruise then? I mean, yeah, I get her and Cruise, or he and her did a movie prior, but that doesn't mean anything. It's like the whole thing when Suicide Squad about Deadshot and Harley having a connection. Yeah, Smith and Robbie did a movie called Focus prior to Suicide Squad. Just because 2 actors have a movie together doesn't mean you set them up as whatever.
Can I tell you a secret?
Hollywood?
I had 3 beers before I came here this afternoon.
Wow. But yeah, anyway, keep on this movie.
But yeah.
Facts. Let's talk about that. Actually, how about this? What did you think of Gibbs?
Which one was Gibbs again?
The one that Jack threw water at to wake up.
I thought he was an interesting character.
Yeah.
Not one of my favorites, but he had some moments.
Yeah. Alright, let's talk about the effects.
Oh, the effects are awesome.
I think there's some CGI in it, but I think it's only mainly for the skeletons.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, that's like the only time I use CG.
Everything else is practical and it looks good.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, the action is incredible. I mean, it's just a really action-packed film, and it's like it never really slows down, never really.
No.
Even when it's slow, it's not slow. And then we have to talk about the soundtrack.
Yeah.
This Klaus Badal, whatever. Awesome freaking soundtrack. The soundtrack was freaking amazing.
Klaus Badelt. I think that's how you pronounce it.
German composer.
Probably.
I mean, it's just an incredible soundtrack. I mean, you can never go wrong.
If they take that out of Dimension, I'll tell them pissed.
So would I. I love that.
It's pretty sad that when the 4th movie keeps it.
Yeah. Heck, I use that music when I'm doing my exercise in the basement, when I'm doing my jumping jacks or riding my stationary bike or just lifting weights, and yeah, I have that stuff playing.
Nice.
When you have that song playing, it makes you feel like you can do anything. It's just a great soundtrack.
I know. Speaking of soundtrack, I downloaded the Beauty and the Beast soundtrack.
I like it.
And I'm so happy.
So am I. He gave it to me.
Fuck the haters. The Beauty and the Beast remake is fucking awesome. It's the best Disney remake they've done. I have spoken.
Emma Watson can sing.
Yes. None of this auto-tune bullshit.
Yes.
Watson can sing.
I listen to a lot of music. I can tell when a thing is auto-tuned or not. And one thing I could tell, that thing was not auto-tuned.
God bless you, sir. Yes. But yeah, say what you will, I actually prefer the Beauty and the Beast remake over all the other Disney remakes. And I even prefer it over the Disney original movie. Hate me all you want, I don't care. But yeah, let's keep it to this.
Oh yeah.
See the effects, the music. Let's talk about that. Let's keep talking about music.
Oh yeah, great soundtrack, completely orchestral, but it has to be. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, it'll be weird having like electronical segments or more focused segments during a movie that takes place when. What time did you say this movie takes
1700s,
place?
I think.
Okay, yeah, it makes
17th century, so 1800s, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Maybe late 1700s.
Keep going.
But yeah, I mean, it was just it was really fitting. I mean, I listen to a lot of I watch a lot of movies involving pirates, and you kind of can when you watch as many as I have, you can kind of have a sense of like composition styles for those kinds of music, those kinds of movies. I mean, they just have a similar composition style, and it fits.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there were some times when
filming took place from 2002 to March 2003. So yeah, Lord of the Rings I think was filmed first.
some parts of the soundtrack almost remind me a little bit of Hook, a little bit, but just more on a grander scale. I mean, more loud and brash.
You talking about the Robin Williams movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, Robin Williams, may he rest in peace.
I mean, it was similar. I mean, granted, it was still different. I mean, the Hook was more gentle and sweeping, while this was more brash and loud, but it still had a similar composition style with, like, tempo arrangements.
Robin Williams, Mr. Genie, we may you rest in peace. We ain't never had a friend like you. I know it's not how the line actually goes, but fuck it.
You'll never have a friend like me.
Yeah, he mentioned Hook, so I guess that's why I had to do the Robin Williams kind of tribute thing.
Yes.
But continue.
He's in heaven now, like he was in What Dreams May Come. Favorite Robin Williams movie, by the way?
Mine's Aladdin.
If I had to pick, not to go off topic again, but if I had to pick 3 Robin Williams movies that would be my favorite, it'll be What Dreams May Come, Fisher King, screw it, I'll say 4, Hook, and Good Morning Vietnam.
Aladdin, Flubber, Night in the Museum. Don't know which one I picked though. Let's see, who else was he in? Shit. It's not only my favorite, but I'll say Hook. I think it's a good movie though. I'll bet. Yeah. So I'll say that. So.
What about Jumanji?
Oh yeah, by the way, they're doing kind of a sequel remake.
Oh really?
With The Rock. Called Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. I love Rock.
I normally like him.
Oh, and they're apparently going to do a tribute to Robin Williams. Makes me wonder what that fucking tribute's going to be, though.
I like The Rock, but he's been just in so many movies lately that kind of ruined the original. Because I already know that the new, what's it called? The new Baywatch movie is not going to be anything as good.
Yeah, even Efron's in it, dude. Even Efron and Annabeth from Percy Jackson. Another Texas Chainsaw was bad.
It's not going to be nowhere near as good as a TV show. I already know that. Nothing beats David Hasselhoff in that role.
Oh, yeah, speaking of, Hasselhoff's mentioned in Guardians 2. But yeah.
Hasselhoff.
Funny. But yeah.
There's actually t-shirts that actually say that. I'll shut up.
Don't touch that.
I touched the hat.
Anyway. Anything else you want to say?
Really not much to say because it is so good.
And it's quotable.
Yes, it's quotable.
Yes.
Did I don't think I really deserve that one. Okay, that one I deserve.
Sure. Yeah, I would probably put this on one of my favorite Disney movies.
Oh yeah, same here. Not just one of my favorite
Along with,
Disney, but my favorite live action ones.
I would probably put this as a kind of a mixture of both. Favorite Disney and favorite live actions. Wait, you talking about as far as Disney movies live action or live action in general?
Well, both.
I'm talking about Disney live action.
Well, I'll talk about both. One of my favorite movies in general, but also
okay. Put it this way: if I were to make a list of my favorite, like, top 10 Disney favorite movies, I would say Toy Story 1, 2, and 3. First 3 movies of these, because I really don't care for Stranger Tides. So that's like 6 blocks there. The Beauty and the Beast remake, and then all 3 Aladdin movies. So that's how many racks did I just cover?
Probably about 10 right there.
Let's see, Toy Story, Aladdin at 6, Beauty and the Beast at 7, and then First 3 Pirates. Yeah, it's 10.
Yeah, have you ever found out who they're getting to replace the voice for Potato Head in the new one? Because I know you mentioned
they might write him out, I hope. I would prefer they just write him out.
I like Potato Head.
I can't think of anyone else who could do it as good. I mean, at least with Blake Clark, not only was he a friend of Jim Varney's, but you could swear he sounded like him. But with Potato Head, he might be a little difficult.
Yeah,
and what's the point of Toy Story 4 anyway? There is none!
Not really.
But yeah,
I mean, because I thought it was an interesting change at first, but now with all these newer specials and shorts they've been making, that little girl is starting to get really annoying.
And I just don't want them to do a rehash of what they already did. Force Awakens!
More like the Force takes a shit.
Black Jedi! Rogue One!
Excuse you.
Thank you!
Can I get you a Zyrtec? You seen that?
No, but you can get me a good Star Wars movie.
I'll give you one.
Revenge of the Sith. That too. But yeah,
Call me crazy, but that's still my favorite one.
What, New Hope?
Yes. Call me crazy.
Oh no, that's like my third favorite.
Only third?
Revenge of the Sith, Empire, New Hope, Jedi.
Yeah, I can see. I mean, Empire is so good. It'll definitely be my third favorite, but I always thought that movie could have been better. It just seemed to me that it just had some elements that just didn't flow right.
Mm.
That just didn't seem like it was connected as well as it could have been.
Put it this way, as long as it's the 2008 Clone Wars movie, I will never say Force Awakens is my least favorite. As long as the Clone Wars 2008 movie exists, Force Awakens will never reach the bottom of my
Although I have to say it now that you mentioned Return of the Jedi, I literally can't believe that the guy who plays Bib Fortuna in Return of the Jedi is the same guy who plays the demon in that Keep movie. I literally did not know that until just recently, and I can't even believe it. Although looking at it again, you can actually see some similarity between the characters.
But yeah, is that about everything we have to say about this movie?
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, so what would you give the rating, my friend?
8.5.
I'd probably say an 8, so just below. Yeah, we both highly enjoyed this movie, and we're going to watch Dead Man's Chest and see how many of these movies we can get through tonight. So yeah, that's been our review of Curse of the Black Pearl. I'm going to see if we can't get through all these movies tonight, and he only has the one night over here because of his schedule and everything.
Yeah, we go home on two.
Hopefully I'm going to try and get him back over before the 26th so we can finish these movies. When's your next day off, just out of curiosity? Because I want to finish these movies before the 26th.
I'm not sure. I'll have to check my schedule. When we're done with this, I'll check my tablet. I think I got like tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I think I don't go back until like the 13th or 14th, unless they add some more days.
Well, like I said, I want to finish these movies before the 26th.
Okay. I might come back like Friday or Thursday night or Friday. Okay. I'll have to check my schedule.
But yeah, that's been our review of Curse of the Black Pearl. Please look forward to our Dead Man's Chest review, and hopefully if we don't get to him before the time he leaves, our World's End and On Stranger Tides. And On Stranger Tides will be a rant.
I mean, even if I couldn't spend the night, I could probably escape the house long enough to do one review.
Sounds like fun. Alright, catch you guys later.